Hey, so my name is Tanya, and we're going to be doing a restorative yoga practice today aimed at restoring our minds and our bodies to the peaceful state that they were in before we got stressed and before we had dysfunctional movement patterns and before we twisted and crammed and ran ourselves and biked ourselves into some hip pain. So today we're going to focus a little bit on chest, a lot on smooth, steady, calming breath. We're going to focus on some twisting so that we can improve the digestive and immune system functions and nourish the spine. And we're going to tend to some of the muscles that get real tight through the hip area. I want to remind you that at any point, if you cannot breathe well, and I will guide you about what good breathing is, if we cannot breathe well while in a position, that position is simply too much to be productive for us. So let the ego go, and if you're ever feeling any resistance, then take it back a step to those optimal levels where we can have the most productivity and the most efficient use of our time in a safe and effective way. We will need a mat, and we will need a strap if you have one. There's not a lot of time where we use the strap, so if you don't have a yoga strap, you can buy one at Target or Amazon fairly inexpensively, but also in a pinch you can use one of your kids' karate belts or even a silk tie. So we are ready to begin, and remember that less is more, safety is important, and we want to be pacifying ourselves, not overstimulating ourselves through body movements, through thoughts, and through our breath patterns. So I'm excited, hope you are, and let's get started. Hi, welcome to Restorative Yoga. We're going to start with a strap close to us. So if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a old karate belt or a silk tie, just anything that doesn't stretch and something that you don't fear is going to break, of course. So let's just start in a nice comfortable seated position. If crisscross isn't comfortable for you or easy seated pose isn't so easy, feel free to extend a leg or anything else that's more comfortable to you. But let's just move some of the flesh out of the way and find those bones underneath that allow us to sit nice and tall. And we're going to begin with some circle sweeps with the arms up on the inhale and then coming down the center on the exhale. And then the opposite, inhaling up the middle and exhaling the shoulder blades around and back, getting a nice chest expansion and pressing out, kind of coiling the belly in. Inhale the arms up, exhale down the middle. Maybe silently thanking yourself for coming to your mat today. Inhaling up. And then shoulder blades draw together on the pole of the spine and glide down a few floors. And pressing out. Inhaling arms up, last time. And down the midline. We're going to reach the arms up this time. And place our right hand on the ground with the fingers very spread and reaching the left arm only as far as feels good. Inhaling up. Feeling the height of the spine and the arms, and exhaling over with the right arm. Continuing like a palm tree, inhaling up, and exhaling over. Each time, what is the right amount to reach? Inhale as our needs come and go. Can we be aware of when we need a little more or a little less? Inhaling, raise your arms this time. Stay tall in the spine, rotate your barrel of ribs to look right, then place your hands down and assist the twist. This is very good for nourishing the intervertebral disc space, keeping your spine nice and decompressed, and also for wringing out the digestive tract. Inhaling, let's open our arms wide for a hug. Feel those shoulder blades come together toward the spine, and then touching the ribs, rotate the ribs to the left, then hands on a knee and on the ground. Just helping a bit, relaxing your inner thighs, your shoulders, and your neck, letting the lips part, the tongue just floats in the mouth, relieving all tension. And now inhaling, arms up. Exhale, place your hands on your knees and coil your belly in like you just got hit by a cannonball, and dip the chin slightly to look at the damage. And then inhale your heart forward and up. And exhale, scoop out your belly like that cannonball just hit it. One more time, the gaze up, heart forward and up like a helium balloon escaping out of a window. And then exhale, coiling the belly in, feeling that broad back. This time we're going to sweep the arms up and lengthen the legs forward. It is perfectly fine if they're not straight. And we're going to exhale and reach. And this is just like a second grade sit and reach test. I just want you to see where your hands come to. Now what we're going to do is a fairly simple maneuver where we bend the knees and place our hands behind us. I want you to turn to the side so that you can really roll on the back fascia, which is between your lower back and your hips, and really break up some of the adhesions above the flesh of the tush, but below the lower back and the waistband. If you want it a little bit deeper, you can raise your feet while you do it. And we're just going to roll side to side here just a few times. You won't believe how much this is going to help your hamstrings and your lower back. So we didn't do too much at all, and even just that little amount. Let's inhale the arms up, and exhale, reach again. And you may notice just that little thing, we got another inch or so out of our reach. And I don't care how far you can reach, but this is indicative of how much we just loosened ourselves up. So let's bend the left knee, holding on to the knee to be able to sit tall. Let's just drape the shoulders down the back body. The right toes looking at the sun. Hold the left knee with your right hand only and draw your left shoulder back into a seated twist. So there is some work going on in your right arm, but not in the shoulders, not in the neck. Inhaling. It's hard to snake an inhale through when you're all twisted up, but it's very important. And exhaling slowly. Imagining all the gaseous waste products you're pressing out of your body to travel forward with greater physical and perhaps mental economy. Let's come back to center and straighten out the left leg and bend the right. Holding on with both hands, drape your shoulders down and back like a heavy unrolling velvet regal cape. Your left toes looking up at the sun. And now take your right shoulder and your hand back to keep the chest plates facing the right wall. Shoulders down, a little bit of a chin dip. And just hugging that knee toward the left armpit. Snake the breath through. Imagine it like a DNA strand. Just inhaling up the spine and exhaling all the way, settling back down, releasing, surrendering, letting go. Coming back to center, let's bend our left foot in the front and take the right leg to the side. So already we're getting somewhat of a moderate stretch on the right inner thigh. We're going to walk our hands forward just until we find enough stretch on the outer curvature of the left hip. Supporting your weight with your hands, but relaxing the shoulders, spreading the fingers. Some of you might find that you want to come down to your elbows. That'd be more than fine, but it's not the goal. Breathing in, envision an ocean wave rising on the beach to where you set your chair. And exhaling, feel that ocean wave going all the way back out to the sea, taking away the seaweed and the shells, and just a clean, pristine beach in its wake. Coming up, let's switch sides. Right leg in front, left leg to the side. Inhaling tall. And then what we want to do is we want to hinge this flat back from the hips, supporting our torso weight with our arms. And it's not only allowed, but encouraged that as I give you general guidelines, you tweak it for your genetics, for your bones, for your joints. Breathing. On your inhale, notice where you're using some energy. On your exhale, maybe you need to let go or reallocate energy expenditure. Maybe you need to 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 need Let's come back up. All right, let's raise our left arm up to the sky and breathe in. Dipping the chin, we're going to guide the left hand towards the tag of the shirt, stretching the left triceps. Inhale, arms up, really splayed fingers. Stretching out those hands and wrists. And then exhale your right hand towards the tag of your shirt. Try to relax your inner thighs. Let your lips dangle as though you might drool on your ankles. And inhaling up, exhaling down again, all the way. Exhale, exhale, exhale until I couldn't pay you to exhale anymore. Now we're going to grab our strap. With your strap, hold it wide enough that you can make a circular motion, keeping the elbows the same bend throughout the whole time. So you're holding too close if you do this, okay? You're holding too wide if you don't have any tension, or it's annoying because you're hitting yourself in the head with your strap. So hold it your YMCA width, whatever that might be. I wrap around so that I don't have to grip so tightly. I can just use friction. And so exhaling back, feeling that chest expand, inhaling up. And let's just do a few times here. As you do this, you may need to adjust wider. Doesn't take very long. Or you may need to adjust closer. Your hands might come down to behind your head, to behind your shoulders, or all the way behind your hips. We're just increasing our own genetics, not trying to be someone else. One more time. This really helps to combat any kyphosis we've developed in our shoulders, which would be internally rotating or downward rotating. Closing off the chest does not feel good, and it also doesn't allow the chest and lungs to inflate, so hopefully that opened it up really nicely for us. Next, we're going to take our arms wide and then give ourselves a hug with the left arm on top. If your elbows are lower, there'll be less sensation. If your elbows are higher, or you walk your hands closer together, then we're going to have more stretch. What we're stretching is these rhomboid muscles between the shoulder blades. So just breathe and feel that as your breath inflates, so are the muscles in question. If you would like, you can turn your arms up instead and do eagle arms. Eagle arms aren't going to be available to everyone. If you have a shorter humerus bone, or if you have a wider chest or shoulder bone structure, you won't be able to hook the elbow. So we'll stick with the hug. If you want a little extra in your eagle arms, you could raise your left hand and or dip your chin slightly. The best thing you can do to amplify this stretch is breathe in. And breathe out. We're going to let the arms go. Now we're going to open the chest wide by drawing the shoulder blades together. And then we're going to take the right arm on top. If your elbows sink, it'll be a little bit more moderate. If you keep the elbows up, or if you walk your hands closer to each other, you'll feel more sensation. I don't know how much sensation you require. Breathe and feel these rhomboid muscles, horizontal muscles between your shoulder blades expanding. Patient sinking, releasing exhales. Or some of you, instead of the hug, might want to raise your arms. In this case, you'd want to remember which arm was on top last time. And if you need extra, raise the fingers or dip the chin. The best thing you can do is amplify the stretch with your inflating breath. And release tension, release struggle with your very long exhale. Struggle, conflict, these are not the path for positive transformation. Just breathe steady. Let's release the arms and inhale, open the chest. Exhale, interlace the fingers to the webbing. Press forward, stretch out that back door entrance to the heart through the shoulder blades. And inhale up. And exhale back down. Okay, so now we're gonna lay on our backs. Let's make sure we take our strap with us and just get into a nice comfy position. We're gonna give the knees a hug to the chest to start. This is, very interestingly, the easiest. It's an easy position, but it's the easiest and best way to re-neutralize a spine. If you feel your spine is too twisted, too stretched, too compressed, this is the best way to actually re-neutralize it. So when you get home from work, you don't even need a yoga class. Just lay on the carpet, roll side to side. Now breathing in, we're going to hold the right knee. And as we breathe out, we're going to extend the left leg on the ground. Don't hold it up and hover, and hug your right knee in. Both ankles flexed, and your arms are working, but your shoulders are not. Your chin is tucked for back neck length, and you're just breathing in. This is very good for releasing extra air from the digestive tract. We're going to inhale the left knee up. And as we exhale, hug the left knee in closer and extend the right leg. We have ankles flexed. We have our arms hugging the knee in, but we have our shoulders relaxed, our mouth and tongue soft. Swallow. You only can when your neck's in good alignment, so it's a nice litmus test. And then both knees. Hug them and rock side to side. We're going to put our knees and feet together like one unit, like you're a mermaid, a merman, and we're going to lay on the left side so we don't care if the right shoulder touches. Less sensation, feet toward the foot of the mat, more sensation, hand on the knee. And if you'd like, you can drape the second hand open, creating a nice twist through the spine and a nice stretch through all of the side muscles. Breathing will amplify the effectiveness of your stretch. Exhaling will amplify the amount of your release. If possible, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. It's harder to gulp the air, and there's little windscreens in your nose, so the air will be cleaner by the time it gets to your lungs. Let's switch sides. And so we'll take the legs to the right. You can lay on your right, and then we're going to drape that left arm back. Your eyes could look up, look right, look left. It's whatever feels best for your neck. Remember, you're supposed to be tweaking this to fit yourself. These are just general safety guidelines. When you breathe in, you're expanding all the way from the triceps to the lats, to the intercostal muscles between the ribs, the obliques, outside of the glutes, maybe a little bit of piriformis. You're down into that vastus lateralis and the IT band. Feels real good, breathing steady. Next, we're going to come onto our back. We can give our knees that little neutralizing hug if we'd like. We're going to grab our strap and we're going to hook it around the ball of the left foot. Now, you're going to decide if it feels better with your right knee bent or straight, and you're going to hold it as high as you can without your head being up with your left hand. This will minimize the work you need to do. If you hold lower, you have to tighten up and struggle. And we're just going to hold the ends with the right hand and allow the left leg to go to the side. Only as far as feels good. You can stay high, you can go lower, you can do anything you need to do in order to get enough stretch. Take one breath in through your nose and feel that ocean wave coming in. And then feel the ocean wave leaving, and it keeps going, and it goes, and it goes, and there's more clean beach left behind. Now we're going to bend the knee, raise the leg up, and then re-straighten it. The bend was for safety. Then you're going to hold as high as you can with the right hand and hold the trails with the left hand, and only go about 3 inches to the right of the midline. You don't want to go so far that your back pocket came off the ground. It's not unsafe, it's just different. And what I'm trying to stretch is the outer line of the leg for you, and you don't need to go very far at all to find that. If you went too far, you wouldn't feel pain, but you'd feel more twist in the torso than stretch on the leg, and you'll come back a bit till your back pocket is on the ground again. And then we're going to take the strap off, cross the left ankle over the right knee, and hold the right thigh. Breathe in through your nose and count it. Whatever number you get to on your inhale, exhale at least one longer. So we can start working to chip away at that landfill of heavy, heavy gaseous waste products that we don't usually exhale when we breathe shallow throughout the day. And let's put these legs down. We're going to move the heels close to the buns and wide. So your toes are off the mat, your heels are on. And then we're going to slowly, I think I need to turn my hands down so I feel more stable, slowly windshield wiper side to side. You should feel this in the hip flexor and the quadricep. Breathing will give you awareness of where you're spending energy. For instance, it's wasted to spend energy in your shoulders right now. Don't waste your energy. We're going to stop on one side. The side that lays on the ground, if the leg doesn't get to the ground, your ankle's flexed. You just need to point your toe so that leg lays flat. This is the leg getting the stretch. I don't care which side you're on right now, we're going to do both. Breathe into that whole space. What we're stretching right now is not only the quadricep, but the hip flexor. And that's your psoas muscle that connects from the femur bone up across the jeans pocket, under the organs, and then fans out and connects to the spine, the front of the spine. It's the only muscle that connects the legs to the torso, so it's very overused. Usually we feel it as a pain right there, tight little hip pain. Let's go back to windshield wipering. Notice our feet moved. We have to bring them close to us and mat width again. And then we're going to windshield wiper side to side, just to create some movement, some nourishing movement, and some energetic awareness. Breathe. Where is my energy now? Do I need to relax anywhere? And then we'll stop the legs on the second side. If the leg that's going to be on the ground does not lay on the ground easily, your foot is flexed. You just need to point the toes so that the leg lays nicely. This leg is stretching. Now, if it's too much, toe heel your foot closer to the other leg. If you need a little extra, toe heel your foot wider, not up towards your booty. Okay, so to the side. Let's breathe in and count it. Exhale one longer than what you breathed in. Feel your throat soften. Feel your shoulders melt. Feel your chest deflate. Feel your belly contract to press those last bits of stale air out. And then come back to center, knee hug. We're going to grab that strap again and wrap it around the second leg. We'll put it around the ball of the foot. Straighten the leg. Up to you if this leg stays straight or bent. Hold as high as you can with the head down. Hold the trails for safety, and only go to the side as far as feels good for you. Then breathe and see where you can reduce some energetic spending. You don't need to always spend all the money you have. You don't need to always spend the energy you have. Just breathing in, inflating tight muscles, calming an overstimulated mind, and noticing where your energy is. Exhaling, making any changes to what you noticed with the awareness of your inhale that you feel could be better. Let's bring the knee to a bend, then raise it up, then re-straighten it. Hold with the left hand, hold the trails with the right. Keep your wallet in your back pocket on the ground and only go about 2 to 3 inches across the midline. And then exhale and soften your shoulders. And in fact, do this. Breathe in slowly through your nose and imagine that your throat is a glass and steel corridor between 2 high rises. And as you exhale, turn that bridge into a treacherous Indiana Jones rope bridge, softening all that steel and glass, relaxing your throat. Let's remove the strap. Cross this leg over the second knee and hold that left thigh now. We might do this. We might have a chin jut, but that closes off the back of the neck. You want a chin tuck. So the back of your neck, where the muscles get too tight, but also where the nerves travel and where the blood flow is. We don't want to compress that area. So a little chin tuck every now and then. Wiggle out your mustache, your toes, your tongue. Exhale, melt yourself into a liquidy puddle. We're going to hold the knees one more time and rock side to side. And the last thing we're going to do is put the feet on the ground and allow the knees to open into what's called a butterfly stretch, or Supta Baddha Konasana in this position. So we have two things going on. Number one, if this is too tight on your inner thighs already, then you'll want to put something under your legs to support you. Otherwise, feel free to open as far as comfortable. However, if you don't feel any stretch here, then your inner thighs are just fine. You need to stretch your outer thighs. So slide your feet forward a little bit. Check out some different areas. Come back in. Find the spot that you like and stay there. We're going to take 3 breaths. In through your nose. Out through your nose. You might hear the breath in the ears, kind of like an ocean wave when you exhale. We're going to do one more nice breath. And slowly exhale. And imagine that the solid form that your body used to be is melding into a liquidy puddle. No solid chunks or anything, just a liquidy puddle. Keep exhaling. We're going to close the knees back up. Bring them in for a hug, rock side to side. And now we're just going to allow ourselves a few minutes of stillness. So, if you would like, you can lay flat on your back. It turns out, last holiday season, I realized that Shavasana, or corpse pose, is a gingerbread man. Your toes turn wide, your palms are up about 6 to 10 inches from the body. And we allow the points that touch the ground to be heavier. The skull, the shoulders, the hips, the calves, the ankles, the heels. If this is uncomfortable for your hamstrings or lower back, you'll want to bend the knees and let them collapse together with wider feet. This is a biomechanically more stable pose for those of us with tight hamstrings or lower backs. So let's give ourselves about 3 minutes here. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathe slowly in. And slowly out. And there's no right thing to do right now with your mind aside from witness it. If thoughts seem to come and go, watch them come, watch them go, but let's not get attached to them. You might find that your thoughts are less distracting if your mind has a task that's productive. And so what you might do is to envision that ocean wave coming in so that the brain is participating in the task of breathing and not thinking. If you have a very busy brain, you might give your brain the task of counting the inhale and making sure the exhale is one longer. So as we sit still for our final minute, just continue using whichever techniques help you best step away from your thoughts. Breathe steadily. Relax all the heavy bony points that are touching the ground. And fully inflating yourself and fully deflating yourself so that we can return to our day rested and renewed and ready to emotionally regulate ourselves and pause before we react. And overall invite more peace and ease to our life. going to start to move slowly through fingers, through toes, through ankles and wrists, as though we're returning to the shell of our body, and we just want to see how all the gears work. And then we'll lay onto our right side and let that more lunar left side drape down over the fiery right side. And then as little movement as necessary, using your left hand to press up. Coming out of your Shavasana, back to your seated position, nice and rested and restored. And we'll place our hands at heart center, bowing our face towards our fingers in a nod of gratitude, thanking ourselves for our efforts, finding time to do this, finding the energy, breathing well. And we'll sweep the arms up one last time and inhale. Back down with our exhale. And as you bow your face towards your fingers this time, you're going to say namaste to yourself, which means that the light within you respects, salutes, and loves the light within you, because you're saying it to yourself now. Namaste. Bye-bye.